Yambuk's always been a thriving agricultural centre.
It's hung on when the population has gone to Melbourne and Sydney or the major cities.
Yambuk's a great town, all the people are good, it's a good little community, there's good fishing, it's a great little place. More people should come here and actually visit and have a look around. There's a lot more things here than what you can see when you really stay for a day or two or three. There's lots of little things you can do. It is a really great place.
You sort of go to places and people won't know where Yambuk is, but they'll know where the big slide on the sand dune is.
First thing I'd really done when I came out of here was came down, jumped on the slide because I can remember it when I was a young kid and it was just like the ducks, you know, that's the slide.
Tourists come to Yambuk just simply to use the slide. It's a real icon, and that's been going on since 1982.
I've been down the slide many, many times.
It's a good attraction to the town. Yeah, a lot of kids entertained, a lot of parents happy.
Slide is a great attraction for people. There's lots of people come to Yambuk that in the summertime.
It's known all around Australia. We were up in Queensland a few years ago. We were talking to this bloke on the bus and he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, it'd be no good me telling you." I said, "We come from Yambuk." "Oh," he said, "I know Yambuk." He said, "That's where they got the big slide."
The original slide was built in 1982, just purchased through one of the playground manufacturers in Melbourne, transported out here in pieces and assembled on the hill. The thinking behind the original construction was really to safeguard the erosion on the hill.
I can remember when it used to actually start right up the top of the sand dune and go right down to the bottom.
All slides are good, but this one's not as good as the one they pulled down.
This one's a lemon, always was.
The slide never worked properly since they've put this one up because they took the speed out of it.
Nowhere near as steep, nor as slippery.
I can remember the original slide. It went a little bit further up the hill and it had pine posts instead of all the steps. It took you longer, obviously, to walk up than to go down.
You can't get the same amount of sliding ability out of stainless steel.
The slide supposedly wasn't up to the Australian standards and there had been a few people saying they had got hurt.
With the first one, people started to abuse it in that they used all sorts of additives to increase the slipperiness of it.
They reckoned it was dangerous, but I don't think it was too dangerous.
We never had any fears that there'd be any accidents. I mean, we were sensible, but we enjoyed the bit of fear that it created, yes. And the mothers would be always standing on the sides of the slide, ready to catch those who may inadvertently fly off the sides or the ends.
I never saw anyone get injured or hurt. It seemed to be perfectly safe as long as people were sensible, I suppose. I suppose if you're standing up or something, you're asking for trouble.
There was a young local identity who had just got his licence, and they were saying on the bus on Monday morning on the way to school that he tried to get his car up the Yambuk Slide, and he only got so far up the slide and he broke the diff in the car, and he was too frightened to tell his dad.
There was a bit of a bank of sand on the bottom to land on when you come down, because you used to come down fairly quickly, and it was a great place to launch your car off to see if you could get it up the slide. We better not say too much, because there's probably a lot of parents that don't know what their children got up to in those days. Really big push at one stage to have the slide removed, and it's only by the action of some of the locals that chained themselves to the slide that allowed it to remain.
The last slide was taken down, pulled down at 6 o'clock in the morning with the police out there, because people didn't want it to go.
When we heard that they were going to take it away, we were just horrified. We thought Yambuk would lose a great attraction.
When I heard that the slide was going to be removed, I thought, well, if the action's not taken now, we'll lose the slide for good. I, at the time, had ideas of chaining myself to the slide, which I did threaten to do. I brought the chains down, and it was good that the locals came down too, and we actually have saved the slide from going.
Our children have great memories of the slide here from its earliest days.
If it's not here, there's nothing for the kids to do.
That's one of the attractions, I think, of seaside towns or townships, which it is.
You won't find another slide this, I don't think, anywhere in the sand dunes or the coastal area in Australia. It's significant for that, and it's also significant for the kids and for Yambuk itself.
This slide's a great thing for Yambuk. It's really put us on the map.
It was the biggest slide around here. I think it still is, which is good because it's here and we got our slide.